Look, listen, my friend. Are you finding it hard to make choices and decisions in life? Okay, are you in a position to where you can't find the right words to say? You don't know how to say it? Are you feeling overwhelmed or discouraged? Has something happened in your life maybe today that has caused you to maybe worry, doubt, or fear? Are you having any trouble today? Let me let you know something. So today, my friend, I started off late. It was like a late start. I kind of dragged a little bit to get out of bed. But I pushed through, y'all. I pushed through to get out of bed. And as the weather has been changing, when I tell you, my friend, it's been super cold, okay? So I have this thing to where even if I'm not going anywhere, I still get up and go crank the car up and warm it up. And I've been doing that. I've been making sure I just crank it up and warm it up because lately I've been experiencing a battery problem. And I guess like when it gets cold, sometimes the weather can kill your battery. And I've had to do a few swaps with my battery. I've been having to buy battery after battery. But I finally got a good battery. So I'm good with that. But today I felt like the enemy just tried me today because as I was coming out, cranking up my car, all of a sudden the check engine light pops on. And I'm like, whoa, okay, what is it now? Because the vehicle was driving just fine, my friend. Like everything has been going good. I make sure I keep up with my oil check, all that, like the fluids, all that. So my maintenance is like 100. Okay, so all of a sudden the check engine light pops on and I'm just like, okay, Aisha, calm down. Don't get too discouraged. Don't start worrying or getting upset. So as my check engine light came on, I feel like maybe this is why God has given me this word, because I was going to name it, You Got This. Okay. This is what I was going to name the video. And as I got this word, I was actually working, okay? And as I was working, I heard the Lord tell me, you got this. I heard the Lord say, you can do this. You got this, you can do this. And in my head, I'm like, okay, Lord. Because I was asking God to help me today. Give me a word that is going to bless the lives of others. That's going to just, help them today. And I just heard the Lord say, you got this, you can do this. I'm asking God to give me the words, but God was letting me know, you got this, you can do this, you got this. And in the midst of that, I know that the Lord is going to give me the words to speak. The Lord has already given me the words to say. So pertaining to this issue of me coming outside and my check engine light is coming on, many of us, maybe the check engine light has came on in your life, okay? Maybe the enemy is trying to check something. Maybe the enemy is trying to see if you're going to still act the way that you would have reacted when this same issue may have occurred in your life, my friend. Let me tell you, the Lord is speaking today. See, my friend, when the check engine light popped on, normally me, and for those of you that may know me, or some of you that may not know me, normally when my check engine light pop on in my car, I start getting overwhelmed. Like I be about to cry. I be like, man, like I know I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. What is going on in my car? It causes me to stress. Like I normally would stress because as me being a single parent, I have no dad, no mother, nobody, no friend, no partner. Somebody that I can just really talk to or come to my rescue when I need them if something is going on in my transportation. If something is going on, I literally have to get a stranger or somebody, hey, can you give me a boost? Or I have to literally do stuff like that. I don't really have people to just really help me, but this happened at my home. So as I'm sitting here, I'm thanking the Lord that, at least I didn't go nowhere, So as I crank up the car, the check engine light's still on. So I'm like, let me cut the car off. Maybe it'll disappear. So I cut the car off, turn it back on, and it still came, it still was on. And so I was like, okay, I'm not gonna stress. I'm just gonna go to, AutoZone and see what they say. Get there, and the guy was like, oh, our check engine device broke. And so, you might have to go to another location or O'Reilly. He was giving me other little suggestions around the area. So I was like, okay. So I left. And in the process of me standing there, I was already like irritated a little bit because I felt like maybe he was lying. But I was like, nope, see, there I go, just overthinking again. So I left with O'Reilly. The guy was like, okay, we're going to check this. He checked it for me. So it ended up coming out to be a sensor. Something was going on with the sensor on my vehicle, an oil sensor. And so I checked the oil, everything. Keep in mind, my oil is like, it's where it needs to be. I even had one of the guys come out and check it just to make sure he's seeing what I'm seeing, because I'm seeing that it's full. It look like it's okay. But again, something could be going on with the vehicle or whatever. So he was like, yeah, everything seems to be looking fine. It just may be like a malfunction somewhere in the sensor. It might not be reading it properly, and I should go get it checked. So I'm like, okay. So as I'm driving, going on back, I said, something told me to go back to AutoZone. So I went back to AutoZone, and I was like, you know what? Maybe if I just go in here and buy some oil, let me just get by maybe 1 or 2 quarts. Maybe I just need to pour a little bit in there. Maybe that'll help it. But before I proceeded to purchase the oil, I had went up to the same guy that had told me that they machine stopped working, because I went back to AutoZone. And he was like, okay, give me a second. I'll come out and take a look. Because I told him, could he go look and check my oil thing as well, just to get two perspectives on making sure I'm getting the same answer. So the guy said the same thing. Everything seems to be okay. The stick is where it needs to be, the oil stick or whatever. I'm like, okay. So I never did purchase the oil. I just left it at that. I was like, I'm not finna spend extra money. If they're telling me it's okay and I'm seeing that it's okay, I'm gonna keep it at that. I'm not finna just overdo it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just finna go, just drive on back and head to the house. So as I was getting back to the house, I said, you know what, let me make another stop. So I went to the store, had to grab a few items or whatever, and I came on back home because I was like, while I'm out, I might as well get everything that I need to get while I'm out. And so I come on back home. Keep in mind, check engine light's still on. So I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna trip about it. I'm gonna just get it tested to see what's really going on or whatever. And I'm gonna take the paper that I got from the O'Reilly place, I'm gonna take that and have them to look at it as well, just to see. And I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get it figured out on my end or whatever, but I'm not really too much tripping over. But what I got out of this was the Lord was telling me that it's practically like the enemy is trying to check something, like trying to check to see if you're gonna get mad, if you're gonna get upset or angry, or how are you gonna react to this situation, my friend. Because normally me, I would literally trip out, because I know, like, if this is my only reliable transportation and something is going on, I'm finna act up. Like, I'm finna boo-hoo and pout. But I was like, no, I'm gonna keep calm in this situation, because I know this can only go 1 or 2 ways. So I was thanking God as I was heading home. I was praising the Lord and just thanking God, because, it could be to the point where I'm not even able to drive the car, because there was an incident to where I wasn't even able to drive my vehicle at first, but I'm still able to drive it, which is a good thing. But I choose to park the car. So I said, I'm just going to park it and I'm going to figure out the rest. But I literally felt like the enemy was really trying me today to see how I was going to react to this situation. And like I said, this goes back to the video of where maybe the enemy is trying to check something in your life. Maybe the enemy is trying to see if you are still going to react in that way. How you reacted in these old past relationships, how you reacted with these past friends, how you reacted with this situation, or when things start to arise in your life, how are you going to react to it? Because the things that the the guy was saying to me, it had me in a way to where, like, maybe you just don't want to help me, you know, because it just gave me that, because I was like, I was in here practically a couple of weeks ago and everything was just fine, but it just made me feel like that, because, you know, us as women, you know, sometimes the men will try to, you know, get over on women because, you know, they see that maybe we don't know anything. But me, honestly, I know a lot about cars. I may not know how to work on them, but I know a lot about cars. And I've had that told, like, for you not to really know how to work on cars, like, you know a lot about it. I'll be like, yeah, like, I know. Like, that's one thing I make sure I pay attention to. If I know this is my vehicle, I'm gonna pay attention to what's going on, so I know, okay, yep, I know it's that when something's wrong with it. But this particular situation, it happened out of nowhere, so I wasn't really sure what was going on, because I keep up with everything. But I feel like the enemy tried it, and maybe the enemy is trying to do a check engine light on you. And maybe I should call this video check engine light, you know, like, I'm gonna figure it out. But it's crazy and it's funny, because I just feel like, despite of what you're going through in life, I can say this for the most part, everybody is not a bad person. Okay, everybody is not a bad person. Now, there are some good people that God sends in your life, and there are some bad people, but keep in mind, there are still good people out here, family, okay? Everybody is not bad. That person that you have in your life, I'm pretty sure maybe they're not a bad person. Maybe it's the way we're thinking. Maybe it's the way that we are feeling on the inside. We're thinking that everybody is out to get us. We're thinking, you know, the worst. You know, because normally, like I say, maybe you are in that situation right now. When you get so overwhelmed, when you get so frustrated, when you don't know specifically on what choice, what decision, what route, you know, what to say, what to do. When you don't know, when you feel like you are at a crossroads, you are literally feeling like, okay, dang, here we go again. Like, everything was going just fine, and now here is something, okay? And I'm here to tell you, my friend, maybe that's you. Maybe you were in that situation right now, okay? Maybe you were just having it all good yesterday and the day before, and maybe today could be just your day. Maybe things are not working out the way you want. Maybe you find yourself spending more money or doing things that you wasn't really ready to do at that given time. But I'm here to tell you, my friend, that you still got this, okay? And that's pertaining to the word that the Lord had gave me earlier this morning as I was working, that you got this and that you can do this. And I feel like it led me to let y'all know this, that even when that check engine light come on, don't allow the enemy to get you to say something or get you to do something that you may end up regretting. Because in spite of my check engine light coming on, my friend, I wanted to cuss. I wanted to get mad at everybody, because nothing, like, I knew that I did everything I needed to do. And I felt like in that moment, how the enemy was trying me. When I went in the store, I could just see how the guy looked at me, and it looked as if he didn't really want to help me. Like, that's just kind of what I was getting out of it. When I was asking him, hey, can you go to the car? He was like, oh, the device is messed up and it's not working. You know, that's what he was letting me know. And I'm just like, okay. He was telling me where else I could go, giving me other places that I could go to. And I'm just like, okay, maybe he just didn't want to help me. But I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna let that get to me. I still proceeded to leave the store and go elsewhere to get extra help. But I still ended up being led back to that store. So even though I got the paperwork from O'Reilly and I still ended up going back to that store, I seen how the guy was still willing to help me in a way, but he had other people ahead of me, which that's okay. You know, I was able to wait, but it got to a point where I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave. You know, I got everything I needed to know out of this situation, but you may be in that situation to where, you know, you are having to wait, you know, and God is strengthening you in this time. And what I'm getting out of it, I feel like God is putting me into a position to where I'm having to be patient and I have to wait. Despite of the check engine light coming on, despite of what's going on now in my situation, you know, even though the check engine light is coming on, I'm not allowing the enemy to change how I feel about the situation. I'm not going to jeopardize what God has blessed me with. And that's what I'm here to tell you, family, is that don't allow the enemy a foothold on your life. Don't allow it, okay? Don't even give him a open window or a crack in. Okay, continue to stand strong and firm on whatever it is that God told you to do. If God is calling you to wait right now, to wait, to be patient. If you are having problems, if you may not have the money to get it fixed, be patient in the process. God is working it all out for you as long as you are making your request known. Because as I was going through it, with my vehicle, God is still working on things for me. God is still fixing it in the making. God is still preparing it and fixing and working it all out for me, despite of what's going on right now and the position that I am in. I am still trusting that this will be fixed. God is working it out for me. So my friend, what I'm here to tell you today is that, is the check engine light on in your life? Are you experiencing some problems that may be trying to reoccur in your life? Things that you, when it happens, you may not be sure of what to do, how to do it. Okay, what I'm here to tell you, my friend, is that when you're in a situation like this, what I want you to do is wait on God. Okay, wait on the Lord. Okay, don't rely on what other people are telling you to do. Wait on God, because have you ever been in a situation to where someone told you something and you already knowing your feeling, you got that gut feeling, you know that God told you to just wait, do it this way, but time you got a opinion or someone else's advice, you chose to take their advice, and when you took their advice, it wasn't really what they said that it was. It turned out to be something completely different. So in this process, what I'm trying to tell you is that you got this. Trust your intuition. Trust what God is telling you to do. Trust what the Lord is telling you in that moment, and everything is going to work out in your favor. You will get through it regardless of what is going on around you. God is already preparing it. God is already fixing it and working it out for you. And I just feel like this was an amazing word that God has gave me, because God is letting me know that I got this, and for me not to stress. So when things did start to arise today, when things did try to occur, God was letting me know that I already got this, and that everything is going to be okay. So I just want to let you know today, my friend, that you got this, and that everything is going to be just fine. And don't worry, don't stress yourself. Okay? All right, my friend. Peace.